Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing the early access alpha of turn-based fantasy 4X strategy game Endless Legend. Continues the kind of mini renaissance we've had with fantasy 4X games, including Warlock 2 and Age of Wonders and the other various titles that have come out recently. Game is an alpha, so it's not complete all the way. For example, there's no multiplayer yet, you can't do mods and stuff like that. But we can show off some of the key features that it has. Currently there are only 4 races that are in the game. There's going to be 8 that happen at the end of the game. So I'm going to pick the Broken Lords. They don't have food. They rely on dust for population growth and stuff like that. And then we'll kind of keep everything else on normal. There are some advanced settings that you can have. And we'll start. There's a couple of unique features that the game has currently. The first of which is the map is, as you would imagine, randomly generated, and it's divided up into different regions. And there can only be 1 city per region, which is a pretty ingenious way of reducing city spam, which plagues a lot of games like this that are, you know, Earth-based, as opposed to space-based, where, you know, in colonization spam a little bit there. So it's a really unique idea. In each region there is 1 minor race that you can engage and then incorporate into your society. And we'll encounter that in a little bit. And then we'll talk about more of the features as we progress into the game. So first step is to settle my first city. So you start out with the settler. You can see that it gives you little bonuses based on where you put it. And this area is actually pretty good, I would say. So we'll just go there. A lot of rivers in this area. So there's our first city. You see the interface is reminiscent of the developer's previous 4X game, Endless Space. You know, pretty efficiently laid out and stuff like that. So we'll deal with that city here in a little bit. So here's our army. I'm just going to have him go out and explore. Try to find where there's different goodie huts, like there's one up here that you can come in the ruins that you can explore for usually resource bonuses. And then we'll try to find the neutral independent city-state that's in this area here. So we'll go back to our city. We can start to build stuff. We'll do our little empire mint because this race relies heavily on dust, which is the basically money in the game. There's food, which I currently don't have to worry about, but other races do, that affect your population growth. Like I can actually spend money right now and gain another population thing. What you can do with that population is then you can distribute it to either help with your production, which speeds up when you build things, science research, the income that I talked about earlier, and then influence, which are points that are spent for diplomacy and one other major innovation that the game has, which we'll get to at turn 20 when we run into it. So that's foreshadowing. So there's my empire mint. It's going to take a while to build that. So I might actually think about putting him over there. And do like that. Because I rely so heavily on dust, it usually is a good idea to pump out the dust as much as you can. And then we'll do the Founders Memorial too. And then what you can do is you can expand your empire. If you click on that, it'll expand around one of your city hexes. For example, and then it'll show you the little bonuses that you get based on where you expand into. So for example, if I want even more dust, I would expand in there. So that's kind of my first cue. And then I want to kind of expand my little army guy here, because he can hold up to 4 units. So that'll end my turn. Turn number 1. Oh yeah, except I didn't do research yet. Haha. Here's the research tree. It's divided up into little tiers. You can actually research anything in a tier. It costs the same amount of research points to go after it. So I think what I'm going to do is focus on dust initially. So there's my research. And now we can end our turn. So, game has quests. This one wants you to explore the ruins with 3 infantry units plus your hero. So I will do that, which is up there. So I'll actually probably explore in that general direction. When you click on a ruin, you can search it, which is what my guy's going to do. And you usually get a resource like 40 dust, which is extremely useful for me. The dust can be used to speed production. I don't have enough to speed up my empire mint as of yet. So I need 3 infantry. So I actually might think about speeding up production of one of these once I get 157. And I'll just kind of explore around here. See who I run into. Around the map, there's, in addition to your basic resources, there's also special resource locations, like this anomaly. And then there's also different things you can run into. Like there's a strategic resource. Strategic resources are used for items that you can actually build and then equip to your troops. And then luxury items can be traded. So actually, if you click on your hero, you can see they actually have equipment that you can purchase and then give to them, and that goes for the troops too. You can actually customize your own units. Over here, you can actually start a new unit design and then give them custom weapons that you get through the resources that you control, so that's pretty cool. I'll kind of run through these screens here. The Empire Plan is what the other thing that you use for your influence. We'll talk about that at turn 20. You can assimilate your minor factions, which we'll get to when we find one. And then it gives you a rundown of all your cities and what they're doing. There's the research screen you saw earlier, a list of all your quests, your military units and heroes, diplomacy, but I haven't found anybody yet. So these are the like either alliance or peace or Cold War or at war. And then you can also purchase units, hero units to lead your troops and other various items. So that's the end of that turn. So up to 115. So I actually do want to build that other unit there, the 157. So I'm actually going to kind of explore around here. I'm going to try to find the miner that is in. There he is. So I actually do need another unit because I can probably attack them. You can research other ways of dealing with them. You can either do a quest for them or just outright purchase them. I really want to purchase this other military unit down here. Ugh, like one more turn. All right. Well, we can still explore around. Can I buy you yet? Finally. So that'll be ready next turn in my city. I'll kind of bring him up. You can see on the map here there are actually terrain changes here, which will become important in a couple turns when I attack this little village. Alright, so I'm going to do a new army. And you're going to join up with these guys. So transfer you to that, and now I'm going to send you up to that city. Yep. And how much do I need for the Met now? 89. I can afford that in 2 turns. Nope, 1 turn. Even better. Oh yeah, because the cost went down because it's closer to finishing. And then I'll be able to do that quest up there too. Hey buddy. So we'll attack. Before you attack, it shows the relative strength of the units. You can choose a strategy, either offensive, defensive, and then you can either automate the battle or play it out. I will play it out just to show off how battles are done. So the battles actually take place on the world map, which is really interesting. And I think pretty smart because you can kind of reuse the randomization that's present there. Before the battle starts, you can move your units around. Since all of my units are melee, I don't really want to space them out like that. Especially with those cliffs in the way. So we'll say ready on that. And then you can designate targets for your units. And this actually looks not great. I want to keep the bottom units on the bottom units and the top units on top units because of this choke point here. And then you can also give them a general strategy, whether to hold their position, attack, or defend. So I'm just going to launch. And then, like an endless space, you don't have any direct interaction with your units. They just kind of obey your little orders. So away they go. And then every couple of turns you can alter your orders a little bit. So unfortunately I have only melee units at the current moment. So the way the units move is by initiative value. While this battle is kind of resolving itself, one interesting thing is that there are 5 different types of units in the game. There are, and I'm looking at my list right here, infantry, range, support, cavalry, and flying units. But your race only has access to 3 of them. So the only way you can access the other 2 types of units is by assimilating minor nations, which I think is a pretty neat way of handling that. And these guys are good to go. I'm going to take this guy out here. So that's a pretty neat. So the battles here, you know, when you get large enough armies, could be pretty interesting. Normally, I just automate everything in the early battle. So there you go. Everybody's fine. You can actually spend gold as this race to heal them if you have enough gold, which I don't. So, all right. Well, I'm going to take these 3 units and start moving up that way. Are you guys out of movement points? Yes, you are. All right. So you gain enough experience. So heroes level up. You can spend some skill points. Give them more defense. Improve search on runes, which I'll do because I'm early in the game. And I can assimilate a minor faction. This will give me a flying unit. And will give me more research. But I need 30 influence points in order to assimilate them. So I think I probably will. Let me pull this like that. Just give me an extra, or 2 extra influence points a turn. I really need more population over here. I need 85. So that's going to be kind of priority next among like 50 things I'm trying to do at once. Alright, so I'm going to have you go up here. So Empire Mint is done, so I should start getting a whole bunch more money. Can actually incorporate this village. It actually gives me basically a free population thing if you attack it. So I'm slowly working my way up to here. Oh, there's a new minor one. So there's the minor guys for over here. We'll go this way. Is that a... yeah, it is. Search. So then wants me to build a city in that region within 15 turns, and I get a reward of strategic resource, which is actually a pretty good reward. So that sounds like a good idea. So let me put a settler in there. Settler costs a whole bunch of money. I can drag him up the pecking order, though. Can actually afford the Founders Memorial. Does that dude give me more? Yeah, that's a good thing. Alright. And I do need to think about doing the population there, too. 85 still. Alright. So I think you guys are out of moves, though, yeah. So I probably will found a village. My next region that I'll take over will be up here. Why is this so long? There you go. Jungle. Yeah, there's the minor faction for that region. Okay, so settlers are expensive. I think it was like 80 something for population. All right. Research. I would actually like to do that, parlay and bribe with them. So that's what I'll do with the minor nations. Search. There's my reward. Awesome. Gather 50, which I have. There you go, and then I have to defeat the army. I'm just going to automate that, because that'll be a pretty easy battle. There you go. So, I got an archaeologist. Research. And it wants me to do 8, and it'll give me another research bonus, so that's pretty cool. Alright. And I can still search that one. Get another reward. Got a star blade. So, I think he has pretty much the armor that he's gonna have. Alright, I think you're out of moves, yep. Alright. I can increase the pop here, which I will, and I'll move this guy over to production. I'm about 2 turns away from assimilating this minor nation. Let's see, I think I kind of just want to explore out here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a settler over there, though. Still way too expensive, yeah. It's like 300 something. Just kind of messing around. 40 dust, perfect. There's some strategic resources. Actually, let me heal this guy. There we go. There's y'all. This is actually a pretty good region right there to go in anyway. Even if I miss that bonus. 334, but I can get more pop. I'll shorten it up a little bit. Yeah, this is actually pretty crappy region. It's all desert. Would like to claim this one though. Yeah, there they are. In your starting region, you only have one hostile village. In other regions, there's 3, so you have to kind of find all 3. I'd really like to get up there, get that ruin. Ruins are always good to find. And actually, I skipped one back there. You know, the environment isn't as hostile as Warlock, or even Age of Wonders for them. Alright, 210. There's my settler. Perfect. Alright, so I'll get my settler next turn, and then I'm going to go settle up here. And I will probably... I'll probably go parlay them and do a mission for them. Because if you don't pacify the locals, then they will attack you, which is not good. Alright, so my settler is done, so I'm going to send him up in this general direction. Yeah, it'd be faster to go through the desert. Alright, and then I'll figure out where I want to settle them. Oh, there we go. Empire plan. Oh yeah, I have, how many points is it? 15? Forgot that I can incorporate this village. I had that influence and forgot to do it. So I'm going to assimilate this faction. That'll give me a flying unit and also increase my research. So I will assimilate. So now they are assimilated. And then here's the other thing you can use influence for in addition to diplomacy, which really isn't in the game yet. Every 20 turns you can tweak your empire plan, which basically you can put influence points into each of the 4 areas. You can also research. So since I'm dust dependent, I'm going to put it into the dust area. And that'll use a 15. I can't do another one because I only have 24 left over. So there's that little part of the game. Pretty neat. That's it. Alright. Language square is up, so that is good timing. Search on ruins, no. Approval, maybe. Buyout reduction. Actually would like that. Because of my dust reliance. The good thing about Parlay, even though it kind of extends the time it takes to do stuff a little bit, the good thing about it is it takes over all the villages in that region, so you don't have to attack 3 different villages. There isn't really not really an awesome area to go after. I might just go here. Excellent. Oh good, I had 4 more turns to do that, so that was good timing. I will grow your population twice. And I'm going to do dust. So I'm going to do a couple of those there, and there's my flying unit that I incorporated in. Chain lightning, which is pretty cool. Alright, so enough of that. Where's the villages? Up there. Alright, let's make a beeline for up there once we get some movement points next time. Now, obviously, the game is not close to being complete. Nothing yet. The AI is like basically not really doing anything yet. Would like to build one of those. It's pretty passive at the moment. Alright. Parlay, please. I want to do a quest. Find the monsters over here and take them out. I can do that. So I will do that. Take me 5 turns to get over there, though. Okay. It's going to take a while. Hopefully I have enough units for that. Unfortunately, not really exploring much new territory. Alright, let's see. Can I spend some money to finish things? I can actually buy out that. Actually, not buy out that. That's it, though. No, I might send him up there to meet him. Okay. Should have waited a turn to buy out stuff. Resource stuff. Titanium. Public library. For research. Let's do the mill foundry, actually. Alright. So, new army. Ooh, they have really good sight range. So, you guys fast? Kinda. I'm gonna have these guys meet up. That'll be my 4th unit. Yep. Yep. Uh-oh. Yeah, if you don't take these guys out, they will attack you. Can I have you join? Not yet, because we don't have enough movement points. But I can do that, because you have enough movement points. Alright, full army. Ah, there we go. Alright, well, we'll just auto this. Nice to know you. I will heal my hero. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of gold. Alright, so let's see here. I can afford that, which I will. I cannot afford anything up there, though. So my burrow is complete, which expands my resource. I can't afford this now, though. Oh, winter time. So during the winter, things move slower. That happens randomly, semi-randomly, actually. Let's see, what do I want to do? Yeah, we'll buy some heroes. Alright, so that's going to slow my progress over here even more, which is unfortunate. Can afford that. I actually don't even really want to yet. I'm pulling in 65 dust a turn, which is pretty awesome. This will just make it more. So, let's see, where are you at? Such slow movement. Oop, he's attacking me, but I'm gonna kick your butt. We'll do one more battle, why not? Alright. So I'll just kind of put you guys up here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, everybody attack. See what happens. Hopefully I won't lose too many units. This hill is annoying. One more strike and he'll be out. There we go. Perfect. Very nice. There's one guy. One troop got hurt pretty bad, but everybody else ended up okay. Pretty much. Oh, empty construction queue. Alright, what do I want to build? Probably that. And actually probably increase my burrow. That's not such a bad idea. That's a pretty good region right there. Perfect. Almost there. Oh, here comes some mean guys. Oh my gosh, you gotta go all the way up and around, seriously? Yeah, there's a cliff. That's like the most inconveniently placed ruin ever. Ah, there goes winter, thank goodness. And another minor faction. And somebody's mad at me, and I totally kicked their butt. So. Ugh, so annoying. Yeah, I'm on like at the crossroads of like, up there's red, of 4 different regions. Yep, there's rookery, so I can hire more people, and I defeated that army, and I gotta figure out what I want next. What do I want next? Probably some items. Yeah. Got tons of stuff. Search that. Very good. And you still got one more movement point. Let's see what I'm building in my cities here. Yeah. Can afford both of those. And this. Although honestly it's so close. I don't really need that extra unit yet, although I can hire some extra heroes. Here's the heroes you can build. They're all, or buy, they're very expensive. And then it tells you, you know, what class and all their stats and everything, so they're pretty high level beings, to say the least. Alright, finished both of those things. And now I have nothing to do, so I actually probably build some units. 199, like 8 off. Seriously. Alright, we'll do these. Let's do the mill foundry. Where's this? There you are. It's like taking forever. Yep, there's the AI. Search. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they're a little bit stronger, but I'm still gonna auto. I lost some units. Good thing I'm building some more people. Alright, so now I get to return to the village, and then they'll be friendly with me. Which will take, you know, another 6 turns to do it. So, I mean, that's a pretty good look at it. It's definitely something I'm going to keep an eye on. It has some interesting ideas. The first of which being you can only found 1 city per region. It really cuts down on city spam, really makes you think about where to place your city based on what resources are available in the surrounding region. You know, in your cities, you know, you do the usual of queuing up stuff that produces resources, but you also get to assign your population, which really lets you tailor how many resources of which type are coming out of each area of your empire. The empire plan is interesting, where every 20 turns you get to give some resources to basically increase or give a bonus in a specific area. Assimilating minor faction gives you bonuses and also access to units you wouldn't normally have because you're only restricted to 3 types of units. So that's pretty interesting. You know, you have all these little ruins to explore on the game map and the little minor villages you have to deal with either through force or by doing a quest for them or by simply paying them money in the form of dust. The battles are also pretty interesting where it takes place on the world map. I think it's, again, like I said, a pretty smart idea to kind of reuse the map generation over again. You also have to use the influence points to do stuff, like you can see right there, you can declare war or close your borders or stuff like that using the influence points there. So influence is, you know, isn't something that you use to make units or anything like that, but they are important later in the game. And then you also have the tech tree where it lets you research things in any order and it unlocks tiers as you know, research 10 things at a time as you go through it. So pretty interesting stuff. So game scheduled for release whenever they finish it. So something I'll keep an eye out for and see what it's like when they finish it up. So that's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.